Good morning, students. Welcome to the second unit of first module. So today we are going to discuss regarding the basic concepts of thermodynamics. Okay, let's start the class. Okay, before going to understand the heat topic, what is the thermodynamics? We have to understand the thermodynamics. So thermodynamics is nothing but it's a subject which deals with the temperature. Okay, it is nothing but the subject which is going to be deals with the temperature. Since or whatever the engineering field or whatever the other fields which have the major impact of thermodynamics, because temperature is required for many applications. Okay, so for by using the temperature we are forming different objects, we are converting the different things. Okay, so there is a lot of applications in there. Even in the household application, for to cook the food we require thermodynamics. Okay, so for to make any objects such as metallic objects or plastic objects, we require thermodynamics. So there are a lot of applications are there. If you want to send a rocket or any satellites to the outer space, you require the thermodynamics, because the thermodynamics plays a very important role in everywhere, because thermal means the heat which we are using, it is having a lot of applications. Okay, that's why we have to understand this topic properly. So first we understand what is heat, the concept of heat. Heat is a thermal energy. You can see heat is a thermal energy transformed from a hotter system to the colder system which are in contact. Okay, so as you've seen, always the heat transfer from the hotter system to the cooler system. Means you can just have the imagination. Just in your house, you are just boiling the milk, and you are just placing that milk to the atmosphere, just to the outside. So what happens? The heat which is inside the boiled milk, which will be transformed to the outer space, because it is cooler region. The outer space is cooler region, but the whatever the boiled milk is have the hotter region. So what happens? The temperature moves from hotter region to the cooler region. So that is very general examples. Always happens like that. Okay, so the temperature, the heat will always transfer from hot region to the cooler region. It is a continuous process till thermal equilibrium is reached. So till means this transfer is going to take place till certain limits. What is the limit? It is a thermal equilibrium condition. So what is thermal equilibrium condition? Means, so for example, whatever the room temperature is about 28 degrees centigrade. Assume it is 28 degrees centigrade, you have the room temperature. So boiling whatever the milk temperature is 100 degrees centigrade almost. So that whatever the transfer of heat from milk to the whatever the surrounding, which will happen still when the equilibrium is going to be reached. Means the outer temperature, outer atmospheric temperature is equal to the milk temperature. Means when the milk is reaches the 28 degrees centigrade, till that the whatever the transfer of heat is going to takes place. So that is the equilibrium condition. Means it is reaching the equilibrium condition when the two systems, means the atmosphere and also the milk, these are the two systems, so which will reach the same temperature. That is the equilibrium condition. So that is the thing. So the heat can be transformed by conduction, convection and radiation. So heat can be transferred in three means. Okay, so conduction is nothing but the whatever the heat is transferred from one part to the another part by contact. Okay, by using the contact only, this whatever the conduction is going to take place. And for example, you are just connecting two surfaces, which is one is hot surface and another one is cool surface, which are in contact. So what happens? The heat transfer takes place between the two surfaces with a conduction process. Okay, means it is in contact, so conduction is going to happens between them. So what is convection? So if you go to the convection, so you are using the external media to extract the heat. Okay, so convection. So convection, for example, in the cars. Okay, so you will see the radiators in the cars. So what is the work of radiators? The radiators will circulate the water, cold water around the engine. By that the water is trapping that heat from the engine, and it will make the convection. Okay, so that is the convection process. Even in your bikes, so two-wheeler bikes, you have the aerial convection, means when you ride the bike, the air will travel through the whatever the engine cylinders. So with the help of fins, the heat is going to be extracted. So that is convection, means you are using the external media to convect the heat from the hotter region to the cooler region. So that is called as a convection process of transferring the heat. Next is the radiation. So radiation is nothing but non-contact type of transferring the heat. So you can see the sun is hotter region, so it transfers the heat energy from sun to the earth. So what is the form of transfer? It is a radiation. Okay, so what happens, the rays of suns which will travel from the space and it will reaches the earth. So it is not contact, the earth is not in contact with the sun, but even though the temperature reaching the earth, okay, the light is reaching the earth, so that form of transfer of heat is nothing but the radiation. Okay, so conduction is when the two substances are in contact, then the temperature is going to transfer takes place, that is conduction. Convection, the external media is going to be used to remove the heat, and radiation is the two substances are non-contact, is in non-contact, and the heat is going to be transferred. Okay, even the ovens also. Okay, in general example, you are seeing the ovens in bakeries, also in your household applications. So what happens in the ovens? Because of the ionization process only, the heat is going to be transferred. There is no contact between the food and the heating region is going to be takes place. So like that, the radiation is going to be happens. Heat can be converted into one forms of energy. Okay, so other form of energy, the heat can be converted into other form of energy, means you can just heat the okay, whatever, if you want to, if you just heat some objects, that object is going to be deformed, so it is going to be changed into some other form. Okay, for example, just if you just boil the water, so the water is converted into hot water. Okay, then that hot water is again converted, if you heat again, it will be reaches the steam. So the heat energy is converted into a steam, so steam having the pressure. Okay, so the heat energy is converted to pressure energy, just one example for that. So like that, you can use this heat energy as a light form. Okay, you can just burn the whatever the fuels and you can get the energy like light. So there is a different forms you can convert that heat energy. It can also be used to carry out work. Okay, there are a lot of works. Just you can give the example, you can just cook the food by using the heat. Okay, heat is positive when it is flows into the system and negative when it is flow out of the system. Okay, so positive means just very example, if you just boil the milk, it's a positive heat, means you are adding the heat to the milk, so it is called as a positive heat application. Negative, when the negative is nothing but when the milk loses its temperature. Okay, means when the milk is going to loses its temperature, that is called as a negative heat. Okay, so heat is positive when it flows into the system and negative when it flows out of the system. Okay, so for example, you just cooked the food, it is hot now, but after some half an hour it is cool, so it's lost the heat. Okay, it is negative. Okay, a process in which there is no heat transfer is called an adiabatic process, means there is also one process, means there is no heat transfer takes place. Okay, so heat will not transfer from one object to the another object, so that process is called as adiabatic process. Adiabatic process is nothing but there is no heat flow takes place, heat transfer not going to takes place. Such process is called as adiabatic process. Heat is energy in transit and exists only during transfer process. Okay, so how you are going to see the heat? Okay, you are not going to see the heat if it is in adiabatic process, means if there is no heat transfer takes place, then you are not going to see the heat. If it is transferring, means the heat is transferring from one point to the another, so then only you can see that heat is there, so heat energy is there. So for example, just very general example, if you just touch the hot milk, you can experience the burning. Okay, so you can experience the burning. So why it is? Because heat is transferred from the hot milk to your hands. So why it is transferred? Then only you can know that it is hot. Okay, this is a heat transferring, means from one point to the another point the heat is transferring. That's why the heat is exist in that phenomena. In SI systems, the unit of heat is joules and kilojoules. We always represent the heat is in the form of joules or it is in a kilojoules. The rate of heat transfer is kilojoules per second or kilowatts. So rate of heat transfer, it may be in seconds, okay, it may be in watts. We are considering that units for to describe the heat. So we'll see some differences between heat and work. Okay, we generally say by using the heat we can do the work. Okay, by doing some work we can generate the heat. Okay, so both are going to be there. What are the difference between the work and heat? Okay, so work, it is a high grade energy. Okay, so work is nothing but a high grade energy. How can you call it as a high grade energy? Because you can see the visibility of work. Okay, so if you do some work, if you just see the machine is doing some work, you can see that is a high grade. Means you can see by your visible eyes and you can say it is a work. But heat is a low grade energy. So heat is a low grade energy, means you can't see the heat. Okay, the heat is not visible, so it is just transferring from one point to the another point, so we can say it is a low grade. Okay, the work done can be found out using PV diagram. Okay, the PV diagram is nothing but the pressure volume diagram. Okay, PV is nothing but pressure volume diagram. So work done means if something is done by any system, we can measure that work done. Okay, so by using some diagrams. So the total heat transfer can be found out by using TS diagram. Similarly, if you want to determine that heat transfer, you have to see the temperature versus specific entropy diagram. We will discuss what is entropy later. Okay, so specific entropy versus temperature diagram you are going to see to check the amount of heat transfer. The work done results due to various reasons. Okay, so work done is going to make some various reasons. Okay, you can have some various results of that work done. Heat transfer results due to the temperature difference only. Okay, so if you just see that heat transfer, it's always there is a temperature difference between the two systems. Okay, so milk is hot, atmosphere is cool, so there is two systems. The milk is transferring the heat. Okay, so you can see the heat is transferring one form to another. Okay, so that only the form of difference. Work done cannot takes place in stable system, means by just having one small stable system is nothing but a static system. Okay, so it is not doing any, it is not having motion, it is not having anything replacement or any work, it is not doing any work, so it is not a stable, it is a stable system, means it is static. Very general example is stone. Okay, stone is a static system. Okay, so you are not going to have any work just if you place that stone anywhere. Okay, so what cannot be takes place in stable system. So if you just see the stone, it is not doing any work, so it is not, it is a stable system. Heat transfer can takes place in a stable system. Okay, but heat can be transferred in a stable system, means you can just apply the heat for the stone or anything, you can transfer the heat. Okay, so like that it is going to happen. In summer season you can see because of the sun rays the stones are going to get heated, and you can see that stones are giving that heat to the atmosphere. Okay, so that transfer is going to happen in the stable systems also, but in the, we can't do the work. Okay, it can be totally converted into heat. So we can just by doing work we can convert it into a heat, but it cannot be totally converted into work. So heat cannot be converted completely work. Why it is? Because some losses are going to be experienced while conversion of heat into work. So that's why we are not totally converting, but some percentage of heat is going to be converted into work. Okay, so we will see the states of thermodynamic systems. Okay, mainly there are three states of thermodynamic systems. So you can see in the diagrams. First one is the open system, second one is the closed system, and third one is the isolated system. So we will see. You can see in the diagram, in the image, there is a beaker which is filled with the hot water. Okay, there is a beaker which is filled with the hot water. So and you can see the beaker is open, it is not closed, so it is open. So you can see there is a transfer of heat in the form of heat also going to takes place, and in the form of steam. Okay, so there are two modes of transfer of heat is taking place, even in the form of heat and even in the form of steam. So it is a mass. Okay, so the water is converted into steam and it is transferring the mass of that steam to the atmosphere. So the both side, you can see the right mark. So both side it is allowing the heat transfer. Okay, so that type of systems are called as open systems. Okay, that type of systems are called as open systems. We'll come to the closed system. So what is this closed system? So in the closed system, you can see a beaker which is filled with the hot water and it is closed with some lid. Okay, the beaker opening is closed with some lid. So by that you are restricting the movement of steam. The hot steam, it is restricted in here. Okay, you are restricting one type of movement and you are not restricting other type, means the heat is still it is radiating through the walls of the beaker. Okay, so this is closed system, means it is just the system is allowing to the heat transfer through the radiation, but it is not allowing the mass transfer. Okay, so that type of system are called as a closed system. So you can see one more system, it is isolated system. Okay, so in the isolated system what we do, we are using the isolation materials. So this brown color which you have seen in the diagram, it is a isolation material. So this isolation material which restrict the heat flow. Okay, you can see there is a into mark, so it restrict the heat flow through the walls also, and it is closed with lid because also the mass transfer is also not happening. So these are the three states of system which are described in the thermodynamics. Okay, open system where the mass and heat is going to be transferred. In the closed system only heat is transferred, mass is not going to be transferred. But in the isolated system the both mass and heat is not going to be transferred. So these are the three states of thermodynamic system. So next is the concept of temperature. Okay, so we generally see the temperature reading when we get the fever. Okay, you have encountered doctor and doctor is going to use the thermometer, and by the thermometer he checks your temperature. Okay, so and he tells is it you have fever or you don't have fever. Okay, so we have the knowledge of temperature. So temperature is nothing but the amount of heat. Okay, you can see here the temperature is known as degree of heat or coldness of body or environment. Okay, it is degree of heat. It is nothing but you are just checking, you are giving some unit to the heat. So temperature is a unit of degree of heat, or the temperature is known as degree of heat or coldness. It is not just a degree of heat, it is also the degree of coldness also. Okay, if the temperature reduces minus values, it is also considered as a temperature unit. Okay, so coldness of body or environment, it may be body, so it may be a system or it may be a surrounding. Okay, environment is nothing but the surrounding. The thermodynamic temperature is one of its principal parameters. In thermodynamics, temperature is one of its principal parameter. Okay, so if you just try to study the thermodynamics, you have to consider the temperature as a principal parameter. Okay, so you have to consider that, means if you just determine any values, you have to consider the temperature. Okay, so because the temperature is a degree, so in here thermodynamics is nothing but the study of heat. So study of heat means heat can be determined by using the one unit, so that unit is temperature. As temperature increases, the kinetic energy of molecules increases. Okay, so you have seen the kinetic energy is nothing but the energy in the motion. Okay, so as the molecules move faster, if the molecules have the more kinetic energy, the temperature is increasing, means the temperature increases with the kinetic energy of the molecules. The thermodynamics temperature is defined by the third law of thermodynamics. Okay, so how you are defining this thermodynamics, in which the theoretically lowest temperature is 0. Okay, so we are just theoretically we can see that the temperature is the lowest temperature of any material is 0, means there is null temperature. Okay, it is called as a null point. When the two bodies at a different temperature are brought into contact, after sufficient time they approach a thermal equilibrium. the state showing equal temperatures. Okay, when two bodies, I just explained in the earlier slide only, if the hot milk is placed in the atmosphere, there are two bodies. One is hot milk is the first body and second body is the atmosphere. Okay, so when these two bodies are in contact, the hot milk will transfer the heat to the atmosphere. By that it will reach it will transfer the heat till it reaches the thermal equilibrium, means if two bodies are in the same temperature. Thus this is called as a equality of temperature. Okay, equality of temperature. In international system, the basic unit of temperature is Kelvin. Okay, in international system we are using the Kelvin as a unit. The standard condition melting point of the ice is approximately 273 Kelvin Celsius. Means in the standard condition, so for example, if the temperature of ice is something minus degree, but it is going to melt at some point, so that point is taken as a 273 Kelvin Celsius. Okay, or it is centigrade, 0 degree centigrade, and Fahrenheit. Are the other two temperature scales based on the two fixed points. There are ice point is 0 degree to 32 degree Fahrenheit. Means if it is an ice point, that is 0 degree centigrade, means the water is converted into ice, then first it should be converting at the 0 degree centigrade, and in the, if you consider the Fahrenheit, it is 32 degree centigrade. Okay, so that you have to consider in here. And steam point, if the water is boiled and if it reaches the steam point, then it is 100 degree centigrade for the steam point conversion. If you consider in the Fahrenheit, it should be 212 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so that is the unit we are considering in the temperature concept. So we'll see the very important part of this thermodynamic, laws of thermodynamics. Means we can just have the rules. Okay, so you can have the traffic rules. Means the traffic rules, you have to wear the helmets, you have to attain more than 18 years to have the license. Okay, you have to give the insurance. Okay, so these are some of the laws which are made by the RTO. Okay, so like that in the thermodynamics also some laws are going to be there. So that according to that law only the heat transfer is going to play. Okay, so how heat transfer is going to takes place, how it is going to behave, it is based on these four laws. Okay, the first law is zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay, the first law which we are discussing in here is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Next is the first law of thermodynamics, then third is the second law of thermodynamics, and the fourth is the third law of thermodynamics. Means there are four laws of thermodynamics which we are going to discuss to understand the behavior of heat transfer. Okay, why it is zeroth? Because this zeroth law is stated after the first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics is going to be first stated, then afterwards this law is going to be stated. That's why it is taken as zeroth law of thermodynamics. So first we discuss the zeroth law of thermodynamics. It's very important, zeroth law of thermodynamics. What it is going to state? It states that when a body A is thermal equilibrium with body B and also separately with body C, then body B and C will be thermal equilibrium with each other. Okay, so what is this meaning? Okay, you can see the diagram in here which will help you to understand this statement. So just consider body A is one object, okay, and body B is also on the object, and similarly C is also an object. So what happens? The A is in contact with the B. So A is in contact with the B. How it is going to be contacted? So it is having the equal temperature. So A and B is also having the equal temperature. So that's why it is making the thermal equilibrium. Okay, so as I stated in the earlier slides only, thermal equilibrium is nothing but the same temperature, equal temperature, thermal equilibrium. So A is equal having the temperature of B, and similarly A is making the equal temperature with the C. Okay, so these two are contacted, AB and AC are in contact, and it is making the thermal equilibrium. Okay, so it is making the thermal equilibrium, but B and C are not in contact. B and C are not in contact, but because of the same temperature, since A is having the same temperature, C is having the same temperature, B is having the same temperature, so then similarly these two also have to make the thermal equilibrium according to the zeroth law. Okay, so according to the zeroth law, it is also making the thermal equilibrium. Okay, so for example, just example, consider the A is having 10 degrees centigrade, so B is also having the 10 degrees centigrade, so it is having the thermal equilibrium. So similarly, A is 10 degree, C is 10 degrees centigrade, so it is also having the thermal equilibrium. So if it is C is 10 degree and B is 10 degree, we can also make this as a thermal equilibrium because it is having the same temperature. Okay, so that is the zeroth law. It states that when the body A is in thermal equilibrium with body C, B, and also separately with body C, then the body B and C will be thermal equilibrium with each other. If TA is equal to TB and TA is equal to TC, then TB is equal to TC. Okay, temperature will be equal in all these three, where T is the temperature, A is the thermometer. Just consider one thing. So A is the thermometer, B is the reference body, and C is the body whose temperature is to be measured. Okay, so these are the things which you are considering here. Thermometer is there. Okay, so reference body is nothing but you have the standard reference body which is having the same temperature. Thermometer and reference body having the same temperature. The body whose temperature is to be measured. Okay, so that temperature is to be measured. So if just check the body, very general example, consider a patient is having the fever. So he is having the fever of 100 degrees centigrade. Okay, so 100 degree centigrade of fever, 100 degree Fahrenheit of whatever the fever is having. So the temperature checks it and it will shows the 100 Fahrenheit. Similarly, it will check the reference body. It will check the one more body and it will see that the temperature is also same. Then these three elements are making equilibrium with each other. Okay, because of same temperature. So this is the zeroth law. So zeroth law basically deals with the temperature. It is so called because it was stated after the first law of thermodynamics. This law serves as a basis for validity of temperature measurement by replacing A with a thermometer. Then zeroth law can be restated as two bodies are in the thermal equilibrium if they both have the same temperature reading, even if they are not in contact. Okay. So this is the same thing, the same statement they are telling in here, and zeroth law is because it has stated after the first law of thermodynamics. That's why it is called as a zeroth law. We'll see the first law of thermodynamics. Okay, so we'll see the first law of thermodynamics. What is the first law of thermodynamics? It is the version of law of conservation of energy. Okay, we will also call this type of statement. It is the law of conservation of energy. It states that the energy can be transformed from one form to another, but it can neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, so the statement says that the energy can be transformed from one form to another, means the energy can be transformed from one form to another, but it neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay, so it is neither be created. So these are the statement which is going to be shown in here. It is always conserved. It is always going to be conserved. Okay, so very general example. So you are just using the stove to boil the water. Okay, the stove heat is going to be converting into the water, the heat in the water. Okay, then water is going to be converted into steam. So steam is going to be the pressure energy. So that pressure energy is used to rotate some turbines. So then it is going to be mechanical energy. Similarly, the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. So electrical energy is again used for many applications such as TV, fan, okay, many home applications, industrial applications, so to produce many products. So the energy is transforming from one form to another. It is not created. Okay, so it is not just created. You are not creating it. You are just transforming it from one form to the another. So that is the first law of thermodynamics. This law based on the Joule's experiment and believes as a law of nature. This law introduces the concept of internal energy. Hence, it helps in designing the thermal machines. So it is mainly used in the internal energy concepts in the thermal machines. Applying this law to a closed system. Okay. So as we seen that closed system, so in the closed system the only heat transfer is going to takes place, okay, but no mass transfer is going to takes place. So you can apply this to the closed system. The amount of heat transferred is equal to internal energy plus work done. So the energy is converting, not it is in the form of heat now, but it is converted into some useful energy, internal energy plus work done. So you are doing some work from that energy, okay. So like that the heat is transferring from one form to the another. So that is that's why this equation is Q is equal to U2 minus of U1 plus W. So U2 minus of U1 is nothing but the internal energy which is present in system. Next is the second law of thermodynamics. Okay, it's a very important thing. So second law of thermodynamics, we generally know. So always heat is transferring from hot region to the cold region, okay. So it is going to be easily transferred from hot region to the cold region. It is not going to be transferred in opposite direction, cold region to hot region, okay. So that's why very general example, the high level, the hot transfer from high level energy to the low level energy, okay. So high level heat to the low level heat, the heat is going to be transferred. But if you want to transfer this heat in opposite direction, then you require the extra work. You have to apply the extra work to oppositely, you have to make it to flow. So this can be understood by this diagram. So you can see this is the upper bucket and this is the lower bucket, and the upper bucket is filled with water, and there is some wall is present at this it is connected by a pipeline, and it can be controlled by the wall. So the water is going to be easily flow from upper bucket to the lower bucket without any effort, okay. So you are not going to putting any efforts by flowing the water from upper bucket to the lower bucket, okay. So this is general thing. Why it is happening? Because of the gravity. So but if you want to transfer this water back to this upper bucket, you require the extra work. So you require the pump. For the pump you require the electricity. By that only the water can be circulated back to the upper bucket. So similarly the heat can be transferred from higher level to the lower level, but it cannot be transferred easily from the lower level to the higher level. It requires the external work, okay. So that is the thing which is shown in here. So the hot temperature can be transferred to the cold temperature, but the cold is not going to be temperature transferred to the hot temperature without using the work. So the same thing in the second statement they are telling, as per the Celsius statement, heat cannot transferred from body of lower temperature to the body of higher temperature without the help of external work. Means if you without the external work, you are not going to transfer the heat from lower region to the higher region, okay. So that is the statement. And the second statement, the Kelvin-Planck statement, says that heat engine cannot produce work output if they exchange the heat with the single reservoir, okay. Heat engines cannot produce work output if they exchange heat with the single reservoir. Means, so if the single reservoir connected with the system, there is no heat exchange is going, heat is not going to produce any work output. So very general example, so if you want to run the engines of the bike or car, so what happens? The fuel from the system, fuel from the whatever the carburetor to the engine is going to be flowing. So but the fuel is not connected to the other systems, okay. Fuel is not burned, just it is transferred, and it is again transferred to the reservoir. So then there is no work output is going to take place. If you want to do some work, what has to do? You have to transfer the fuel, then you have to burn the fuel. By that only the work is going to be transferred to the another system. So that transmission is required to get the work output, okay. So that is the heat engine cannot produce work output if they exchange heat with the single reservoir. Though the above two statements seem to be different, they are equivalent because the violation of one statement leads to violation of other. Means, so if one statement is violated, then other statement is also going to be violated as per the connection between those two statements, okay. This is second law of thermodynamics. We will see the last law of thermodynamics, that is third law of thermodynamics. It defines the absolute zero of entropy, okay. So in here, in this whatever third law of thermodynamics, it defines the absolute 0 point, okay, 0 of entropy. So entropy is nothing but the dispersion of the molecules. So the dispersion of molecules is more, then entropy is more. So dispersion of molecules is less, then entropy is less. Dispersion is nothing but expand, means if you just see the, if you just if you take example of balloon, okay, so the air particles are dispersed inside that whatever the balloon, okay. So as it disperses inside the balloon, the entropy is going to be more, okay. So if it is just that whatever the air particles is preserved in a small place, then the entropy is less, okay. Very general example, a small box and a big room, okay. The entropy of temperature in the big room is more, the entropy of temperature in a small box is less, because the air molecules which are very lessly compacted in the small box, okay. So we'll see later what is entropy, so don't worry about this. This law had been expressed in Nernst and Lewis Randalls in the following ways. So there are two statements are there for this. According to Nernst state, it is impossible for any procedure to lead to the isotherm T is equal to 0 in the finite number of steps. Means according to this statement, they are telling that we are not able to reduce the temperature T is equal to 0. Okay, we are not going to be any procedure which is suddenly going to reduce the temperature T is equal to 0. Okay, so that is the impossible statement. Means why? Because just consider on ice. So if you just see that ice, it may be in minus degree or it may be in plus degree, okay. So continuously heat is flowing from one form to another. So if you want to place that T is equal to 0, if you want to maintain the temperature T is equal to 0 for that ice, you have to constantly apply the external work, okay. Means if you have to place it in the freezer, so in the freezer you have to maintain 0 degree centigrade, okay. So that 0 degree centigrade should be maintained constantly, okay. So that cannot be achieved by a finite number of steps. You have to continuously apply steps to maintain the temperature. So that is the statement they are telling in this thing. According to Lewis Randall's statement, in the state of thermodynamic equilibrium at absolute 0 temperature, the entropy of all homogeneous crystalline condensed substances becomes 0. For to understand this statement, you can see this diagram. In here you can see there is a bottle. So first the air particles which are present in the bottle is dispersed, it is expanded, means it is not compact. So the kinetic energy of this whatever the particles is somewhat comparatively more, okay. So the kinetic energy is high in here. So decrease in temperature, just you are making the decrease in temperature because of the dispersion of the molecules. Means what happens, kinetic energy is more and it is having the decreased temperature. If you just more decrease the temperature, you just still decrease the temperature, what happens, the kinetic energy also going to decrease in here, okay. The kinetic energy is going to decrease, the particles are just compacting with this whatever the bottle. So when it reaches 0 kinetic energy, then each particles are going to be in contact in a compact way. So that position is nothing but the homogeneous crystalline substance. So this is homogeneous crystalline substance where the entropy is 0, where the temperature is 0 or minus 273.15 degree centigrade. So this can be achieved, okay. 0 Kelvin or minus 273.15 degree centigrade, this can be achieved by reducing complete kinetic energy, okay. So kinetic energy complete reduce adre matra we can achieve this condition. So this is the third law of thermodynamics, okay, where in the statement of thermodynamic equilibrium at absolute 0 temperature, this is the absolute 0 temperature where 0 Kelvin or minus 273.15 degree centigrade is a absolute 0 temperature, the entropy of all homogeneous crystalline substances becomes 0. So entropy is nothing but the dispersion. In here the entropy is high, in here reducing, in here 0, the entropy is 0 in here, okay. So like that this statement is going to be there. So T is equal to 0 and entropy S is equal to 0 at this condition. That is the third law of thermodynamics. Okay students, thanks for listening to this whatever the lecture, first lecture. If you have any doubts, just list out and ask me in the online class. Okay, thanks for attending the first class of thermodynamics. Thank you.